Hello, hello. How are you today?
Oh, pretty good. Good to see you all. Shall
Yeah,
we
good to
almost begin?
Great,
Okay,
great.
it's almost 1. Welcome aboard. Although we have a list of close to 40 attendants, but I don't think I'm going to wait, any longer. Let me begin with
Hi,
some.
Nancy. Nice to see you.
Hi, everybody. Hey, mute everybody. Let's mute.
I don't want to press the wrong button and mute myself.
And also, 过一分钟，我问了问题。
Thank you，老板。哎，老板啊，我怎么样看到那个有多少人进来？还早，我们有40个人要等一下。
There's 16 right now, including yourself. It's in the near the chat, next to the chat box.
Let's wait for 1 more minute till everyone shows up. Hi, Christine.
Hi.
Good to see you.
我也没什么胃口，叫你下手。
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you all. It's still me, same Kitty. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time. You can do a lot more rather than stay in this Escrow series, but it's grateful to see you all. So as you may all know me, this is Kitty, and I do escrow my life. I work with cheat sheet. I'm an escrow agent. Thank you for letting me attend this most important event. It is good seeing you all, not the first time, but many other gatherings. It is occasions such as today when we come together to share a comments and visions that we often practice. I'm Kitty, who serviced local neighborhood for the past many years. Ask Nancy Chan. I'm the escrow manager of Olympus Escrow, located in the heart of Arcadia. Allow me today to introduce my sister company, Summit Escrow, in city of Bear, approximately 10-15 minutes from Rowland Heights. Both of Olympus Escrow and Summit Escrow are proudly licensed by Departments of Business Oversight. We have full capacities to service all realtor in the state of California. Allow me to begin my greeting of inspirations as usual. Instead of wishing you were someone else, be proud of who you are. You never know who was looking at you wishing they were you. It does not matter how slow you go, as long as you don't stop. May we all gain something of importance from the time that we spend together. May we all value with both hands and make our own opportunities to carry with us in the years still to come. I have accepted fears as part of life, especially the fear of change, the fear of the unknown, the fear of COVID-19 now. Nothing is permanent but changed. Until I change myself, I could not change others. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you will never get it done. Do one thing every day that scares you. There are no mistakes, only opportunities. And luck is what happens when preparations meets opportunities. Welcome, and I hope everyone's well. Our topic for today, it's all about escrow. I found it's harder for me to just think of one particular topic and to talk about it. Escrow is always a link. It's a
Did she freeze or are we out?
It looks like she froze. I'm trying to get her on the phone right now, so stand by for just a moment. I apologize.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah.
There we
Hey
go.
Nancy, how are you doing?
Hi, Sean.
I'm here with my wife Maria and we are driving out to meet a client. Hi. Nice to see you. How have you been?
Very good. Can't complain. I'm staying put today. I got so many Zoom classes going on right now. I've got 4.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like a Zoom life right now. Yeah, I know how
Yeah.
you feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed you. Haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well.
I had a dream last night about everybody that was sitting at our table at the caravan meetings. And I guess I missed everybody so much. I was in that meeting room all night. Because it was caravan. No, really, it was like I woke up and I said, "Oh, there was Margaret, there was Sean, there was everybody," and it was like they cast and I'm like, I miss everybody. I don't like this, but it is what it is.
Man. It's funny, real estate agents are really contact people. This is a contact sport, so we're told not to contact anymore, and that makes it a little different. I used to get in the phone, shake hands,
Yeah.
You can't now.
It's not, I'm a very person to person, face to face person, and this is not, it doesn't sit well with me, but I have to make do. So I had 2 meetings this morning. I got one at 3, I got one at 6, and I'm teaching a class tonight at 8. So I've got 6 today. It's crazy.
Oh, look, you got to stay busy, more, if you stay busy, business will come.
Yeah, it is good. I mean, I've been able to, because of Zoom and also my WeChat, I've gotten agents from Orange County and different areas. So it's just, it expanded my area. So I don't have to go out and see them, but are we on? Is everybody, how come we can't hear anybody?
She muted everybody.
Huh. But I can hear you fine.
And
Unmute themselves, okay. But what's going on with the speaker? Oh, the connection, yeah. Arcadia has certain spots, connection is not very good. Hi, Margaret.
Hi.
Irene is there. I see Irene. I see Oliver Wong, Christine, Tian
I'm
Gan,
here.
Vicky.
Hi,
Let's just
Nancy.
sing. Let's have a party. Sean has a big lung. You can sing.
Yeah.
May, Cynthia, Warren. Oh, hi, Warren. Phyllis. There's a lot of people on there. That's good. Vicky, Peter T. Great. So, Sean, where are you going in the car?
hey, Nancy, I'm
What?
and
I can't hear you.
The sound is very weird.
The sound is gobble. It's like gobble, 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 like the turkey. Very strange.
Sorry, guys.
Hello.
Who is this?
Did you miss the most important sentimental part?
I missed everything.
Inspirations of
I missed everything.
We caught the inspiration, Jenny, but it's been no connection since that point. I'm so sorry.
Oh, so you guys get all my touch base of inspiration, yeah?
Inspiration,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That was good.
So let me begin. I was in the middle of, I want to introduce the topic for today. Although we make specific topic on each session, but the major general topic on each escrow series would always be all about escrow. Because escrow, we live in the real estate world. Although realtor and escrow mostly we do things differently. You're welcome to bring your hardship escrow to me when we encounter in a physical meeting within AAR. You always bring in your hardship escrow. In a Zoom meeting, you're still welcome to ask me or challenge me. We can normally come up with a better way, and seek for a better solution. how to remove your roadblock to ensure a smooth closing. Unfortunately, prevention does not exist in any escrow transaction. We were forced to deal with all kinds of unexpected items and surprise on a daily basis.
No sound again. Can't hear you.
Definitions of clients, as you may all aware from the escrow agent. Can you hear me now?
No, wasn't.
Yes.
We can hear you now, Jenny.
Now yet, no.
No, and it froze again.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, they can't hear me. They can hear you. No.
Now I can. Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Okay, we can hear you now, and we can see
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitions of client. Did you hear me? Oh. Okay, definitions of clients. In an escrow agent's point of view, that could be consumers, principals, lenders, their families and friends. From our view, being an escrow agent, the major source of client base are definitely realtors. You are.
Mhm.
A golden rules of escrow. We must get your escrow closed or no one gets paid. Did you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. They said there are two essential elements of an escrow. I believe four. A valid binding contract between buyers and sellers and valid transfer deeds. And additional elements would be good funds and parties' intention to proceed. So exactly what is an escrow? What is escrow? An escrow is the method of closing a real estate transaction. The purpose of escrow is to take, comply, and carry out a mutual agreement from principals. In more technical terms, the escrow holder acts as an impartial third party who is entrusted with the safekeeping of documents and funds till all the conditions of the contract has been fulfilled. What escrow do is to carry out an instruction being mutually agreed upon by principals on one transaction. Escrow officers will process the escrow, handle the funds and documents from start to finish. We process a significant amount of paperwork, all items you hear about on our daily practice. Most importantly, we handle funds. Bigger hints are, we do not create agreement and decided when to do what. One of our major topic today is abnormal, Hero and Solar. Hero, H-E-R-O, home energy renovation opportunities. The program is a property assessed clean energy, as abbreviated as PACE, P-A-C-E, property assessed clean energy. Provides financing for energy efficiency, water efficiency, and renewable energy products to home and business owners in approved. Thousands of homeowners in California has been taking advantage of these opportunities to make friendly home improvements. But some confusions have come when some of these property owners decided to sell their property. Hero installation is just like any of other loan program. Installment payments are made as part of the regular tax bill, and for some homes, the payments are tax deductible. And because of the loan is attached to property tax as a tax assessment, This also means that the balance could be potentially be transferred to the buyers when you sell the property. PACE, Property Assessed Clean Energy, which stands for Property Assessed Clean Energy. It's a program to provide financing for homeowners to install permanently affixed energy efficient and water saving upgrades that are then repaid through the homeowner's property tax bill. Listing agent prepare to obtain listing on a Hero home should visit Hero via Easy Google to seek for all details. Upon sales transaction, the homeowner's real estate agent can contact Hero Property Advisor at their toll-free number as 855-CAL Hero, H-E-R-O, with all points of assistance. The general taxes are always paid first, in the first position, always. Since Hero is attached to the homeowner's property taxes, it is listed as a lien in the first position as well. However, as an accommodation to home buyers and lenders, the organizations are now giving property owners who sell their homes the ability to subordinate the Hero assessment to the new mortgage when it is required to facilitate to close of a sale transaction. This solution is available at the times of sale only, and the mortgage must be from a qualified lender. Example, no Harmony lender, no private lenders. You may question, will buyers willing to take over the Hero assessment need to qualify a Hero financing? The answer is no. The potential buyer of a home with a Hero assessment does not need to qualify or reapply a Hero. When a Hero tax assessment is transferred to a new homeowner, it does so automatically with the sale of the property. Seller and listing agent have to disclose the property has a Hero assessment. Find out the amount of Hero loan payment. Get a tax roll printout with itemization. The Hero loan amount will not be impacted by the sale, but will remain the same as the seller does not pay it off. It is ideal to determine the outstanding balance of the Hero loan. For parties to determine further participation on whether the seller to pay it off or buyer to consider carry out with certain outstanding balance. All depends on the final negotiations. What escrow do upon closing Hero transaction? Just like any other lien holders of record, we will request proper demand, a payoff statement from Hero in order to eliminate the liens of record by either paying it off or subordinated. Terminations, as abbreviated as UCC3, and subordination work are to be prepared by Hero, not escrow. They always prefer to be the party who create their own phrases and language on any kinds of either a assumption of the service agreement or subordination. So any question for me so far on Hero in terms of what escrow agents coordination? It's just like we're handling any other lien holders of record. We obtain sellers' authorizations in order to order a payoff demand, of which a proper itemizations and breakdown should already in the listing agent's hand before they even put the listing on MRMLS. So no question for me. Let's take a little break. I want to go back to the material that we always provided. First, we have our basic introductions of Olympus Escrow. My employer has made a few interpretations to different language. A basic introductions to our sister company, Summit Escrow in City of Brea. In case you have any kinds of transaction close by Rowland Heights, Hacienda Heights, Orange County. We are providing full service. Okay, if everyone can absorb a little bit on the HERO program, we want to talk about solar. Solar, S-O-L-A-R, not something new. Definitions of solar. I would use using the energy from the sun to produce electric power. The negotiation between buyers and sellers result in the requirement that seller pays off the solar panels in full at closing. To do this, escrow will need to obtain a solar demand, a payoff statement from the solar provider. Escrow will need the solar company's name, account number, and phone number. See, no one would know better than the homeowners because the solar contractor, after they equip subject property, the property is always serviced by a custom service agent. On each home equipped by solar panels, they always serviced by a designated agent. Our job would be make certain connections between solar custom agents, selling agents, so that the solar agent can make new contacts and convince the buyer to carry on with certain kinds of new service agreement. Or, you know, if once they decided to make assumptions of the existing solar contract. In today's trend, solar customized agent would prefer to deal with the buyer and or the buyer's agent in order to convince buyer to carry on their solar service upon opening of escrow. So in one hand, upon this opening of escrow, we need listing agent or the homeowners to provide us with the designated custom solar agent so that we can refer or make further connections with the buyers and buyer's agent. After certain and final negotiation comply with however they decided to pay off the existing amount by one party or to subordinate or just to carry on with a new assumption. The solar provider, same as HERO, they will provide escrow, a UCC3, as a final termination, something like a release, a reconveyance of the certain lien, so that the existing lien, solar liens of record can be eliminated. In case you're encountering a solar lease, the real estate professional can do several things to assist in the successful sales of a home with a solar lease in place. Call the solar leasing company to learn the option available to both buyers and sellers. Encourage the seller to pay off the solar lease, just as they might pay off the cost of other upgrades before or as part of the sale transaction. Become knowledgeable about the facts and benefits of renewable energy. Be able to a document of a potential buyer how much the homeowners pay for power before and after the installation, and how they may be benefit from the assumption the current solar panels and lease. I have simple abbreviations and handouts on solars and hero programs. If you want, you're welcome to send me an email. So in terms of solar and hero, it's actually not much an Escrow agent would or can talk about, because our job description is to obtain authorizations from homeowners to order a proper itemizations of demand to get the buyers approved. Further than that would be all about negotiation, and the force to go through a state agent's hand. So let's go back to our normal trend. We want to talk about the outlines of mistake and issue to avoid. Just like every other time that we talk about in the escrow sessions. How to identify escrow companies. Why are you choosing a license being independently approved by departments of business oversight versus a broker's own? You may guide your principal to visit escrow, the independent license company, to dbo.ca.gov versus visit the broker's own, we so-called the in-house escrow service. A escrow company being controlled and owned by a licensed real estate broker. You can visit Bureau of Real Estate, bre.ca.gov. The differences, the major differences between these two licenses would be the DBO license would be regulated and strictly audited yearly by state auditor. All the escrow owner and escrow agents need to be insured and approved by a escrow fidelity corporation. Comparing to a real estate broker owns escrow company, basically they don't have any requirement. So it would be a differences to your particular transaction and your buyer when they decided to deposit an appropriate amounts of funds to that escrow company. And who choose the escrow holder? Based on your mutual agreement, both parties to ultimately agree with. Escrow cost, we go through this almost on every escrow transaction. And I'm sure, you know, the listing agents like you are would need it to deal with this on your daily outcome. Who pay for the escrow costs? Escrow fees is commensurated with the size and complexity of the transaction. The cost of performing, the cost of performing the service, overhead expenses, and liability involved. Some may have schedule in place, a formula to calculate the fees by selling price. Example, in a local neighborhood, most of the companies are charging $1.75 with a basic fees of $3.50, or when the others are charging $2 per thousand with the basics of $250. You generate the amount, we're all the same. There could be additional fees applied. Generally speaking, escrow fees may vary between each service, escrow service. Who pays for escrow fees? In a purchase of real property transaction, it is customary that fees be paid between buyers and sellers. On the real estate purchase agreement, I see it happens from time to time. Realtor normally would use a language as buyers and sellers pay escrow fees 50-50. In a escrow agency's reality, the wording that we choose to use would be each party to pay for their own escrow fees and normal customary closing costs. Oh, very quick. I want to do this on each of my escrow session. We want to know about the preparation on property taxes. See, the property taxes definitions and how you can walk through your clients can be defined in two different ways. You can make a lot of complications and confusions involved when you try to walk through your clients. And you can also abbreviate in a very simple format to tell each parties, whoever being the property owner will pay for that particular day's property tax. The county fiscal years make everyone falls apart. The fiscal years begin each year from July 1st until June 30th of every calendar year. When we're closing transaction in this month, July 2020, we are entering a fiscal years of second installment, the first installment of 2020 through 2001. See how confusing you can draw your clients to be? So from the day the fiscal year begin, which would be July 1st this year, until the day your client become the homeowner, the portion would be covered by the homeowner until the buyer become the property owner. So only if they have a concept that the homeowner would be consume the property taxes on that particular day, it will make your life so much easier. What can we prepare to a hassle-free with the item that we may not alert? We need to avoid error spelling of principal's name on your RPA. According to the treat guide, RPA takes a very important step upon prior to funding. They needed to reinstate the spelling on the principal corrected. In case we have error on the RPA, we always have to go back and obtain a CAR addendum to reinstate your principal's name. Along with that, it's always come along with the escrow amendment. It's very time consuming to make the process go back to square one. Informations and link up with involving parties. The treat requirement on the final closing disclosure, they need a full disclosure on all the involving parties' contact, which include the buyer's, seller's address. It doesn't have to be a physical address that you can track down the principal, but they need a forwarding, a mailing address to be reflected on the lender's CD. If your buyer is getting a loan, that would be time consuming. If you needed to obtain this information at that particular moment. So when you open your transaction, it would be, it would be nice for you to forward to your escrow agents a full contact, including your principal's phone number, their email, so that your escrow agent can easily take over in case they have questions to fulfill lender's CD. On the CD, they are very particular on listing and selling agents' phone number, fax number, physical address, company address, the broker's license number, also the real estate agent's number. Nothing can be missed. See, from time to time, when we're in such a big hurry to wrap up a transaction, the escrow acknowledgement page could be easily left blank. We can easily just find the listing agents and list both real estate representative name without most of the information. With this information missing, it will block up the funding part for sure. Buyer's title investing, it takes a very technique step for the buyer to final and designated their title investing. And lender would need a final wrapped up before they moved on drawing up the loan documents. So it would be nice for the agent to walk through your buyer, confirming how they wanted to take title investing. Parties to provide all underlying entities documentations to your escrow officers. We close transactions from time to time where sellers and buyer would be wrapped up under the LLC, the corporations, partnerships. A copy of the completed LLC and corporation entity documents would be definitely required by title insurance company that would normally contain the articles, bylaws, meeting minutes, if applicable. Most importantly, a corporation agreement is always required. On the operation agreement, title insurance company can easily pick up the authority and the shareholders' ownership. That would give them a guideline to define the authority, whoever has the capacities to sign off subject property. Just a courtesy reminder, hints to prevent real estate transaction fraud. We're living in a different world. We have virus scam, we're kind of, escrow companies and lenders, when we typically handle funds, the environment and the attitudes are kind of going back to square one. We would more prefer to communicate in terms of funding while the buyer is making a deposit of the EMD and closing funds, to make a direct contact. Have your buyer to call your escrow agent before they make their before they initiate their deposit, just to obtain orally the escrow company's account number, or title company's account number, their ABA, to avoid virus scam and transaction fraud. There are hints to prevent real estate transaction fraud. The notary weaknesses, executions of the deed of trust and quitclaim deed is the first lines of defense against real estate fraud, because county recorder are not able to verify information on any deeds. And other must-have in fraud prevention for real estate transaction is title insurance. Before they write a policy, research is performed at the heart of record to make sure change of ownership has no discrepancies. A final lines of defense in real estate transactions is escrow, who safeguard the depositing of funds, executions of deed, and all other instruments by one party to another upon completions of certain conditions. In the up-to-date trend, most of the DBO licensed escrow closing service. In any event, we don't get a chance to meet up with the property owner. We always increase the precaution and protection before we disperse one party's net proceed. We needed to obtain their ID, probably two forms, either their driver's license, their passport, because from time to time, the ratio of not encountering or service the in-person, it's like 5 to 10%. We needed to protect the client's proceeds. So don't mind your escrow agent to interrupt or making direct contact with the homeowner. This is only a precautions and protections. Okay, we want to go back to our working material. In the escrow class material, it's just a very common escrow package. We want to show what we're being distributed to each principal. The seller would be complying what, as you may all aware, the most important documentation from the seller would be Instructor. They needed to make a full disclosure with a 9 digits of their tax ID, their original signature, to exempt escrow agents to further withhold the IRS and franchise tax board's requirement. If the seller's entities happens to be a corporation, they will enter their tax ID. Commission instruction, most importantly, although the listing agent has already have a mutual a commission agreement between parties, but price can be changed. When your escrow agent may not have a full participation during the change of negotiation to revise your price, your commission instructions is your final precautions to maintain your commissions in the right amount. The instructions for proceed, for seller to complete of where your escrow agents should disperse the seller's net proceed. We wanted to emphasize in today's not only real estate industry, but the escrow regulations, it's not capable to disperse one principal's proceed to any third party other than themselves. Were not prepared to make any kinds of exception or breaking the common regulations. So it would be nice to avoid surprises or upsetness, to have your principal aware in any event their properties being owned by their family trust, living trust, the money will be dispersed, payable of how invested. Example, Kitty Yip as trustee of the Kitty Yip Revocable Living Trust dated so and when. So basically, Kitty Yip needed to establish a bank account with the full reflections of this vesting. Grant deed needs to be notarized. It's a very common trend. Seller does not live in California, and it's very easy for your escrow agents to make a national mobile notary signing arrangement with your seller, as long as they're within US. Wire instruction would be a form that you can easily find from the buyer's package. On this buyer's courtesy reminder, it's a guideline for them to make sure they know where they can deposit. We also want to emphasize there are a number of depositing format would be automatically rejected. The first one would be, as you may all aware, ACH. ACH is a recordable pre-arranged transfer. It's not any domestic wire. So when your client telling you that, okay, I'll be transferring the EMD from home, your escrow company will get it. You may want to remind your buyer when they access a wire from home, remind them, do not transfer via ACH, because any licensed escrow company and licensed title insurance will be automatically rejected any ACH wire. All the wire transfer considered good funds needs to be initiated as domestic wire. A seller's authorization form for the principal to sign with any existing lien holders of record. In a way, that's another silent disclosure for them to make certain good faith of how many lien holders of record they have on record. Statement of information, it gets on a very, very important position nowadays. Please advise each principal to make a more, capable fulfillment on this statement of information, especially when the buyer presenting an offer with any loan institution. The title insurance company are required to provide a statement of information clearance to fulfill lender. Without principal's statement of information, it will be another roadblock. Vesting form, along with the vesting information, is always the buyer's obligations. Welcome, agents are welcome to give them hints, but eventually, because it's a tax obligated decision, the buyers are required to fulfill this form, return to the escrow officers ASAP so that they can make certain fulfillment to the buyer's lender. Fire insurance selection for, And the pre-COR, preliminary change of ownership, although again is for the buyer or the buyer's agents to complete. But we still receive a whole bunch of blank form. I guess at this point, at least have the buyers provide their live signature so that the escrow agents can make certain fulfillment for them, rather than just send out a half completed form to the title insurance officer. It will get into a penalty of $25 to $50 when they record a deed without a completion of the preliminary title change of ownership. Form 1099 is just, I have sellers ask me from time to time, they want to get the escrow agents involved with how they prepare to get their tax return. Our job is limited to make certain notice to both IRS and Franchise Tax Board of the numbers of transactions with certain amounts of sale. So it's all homeowners' obligations to do their tax return. Seller's estimate worksheet. If you want to make your life easier, give a common guide to have the principal look at the escrow estimate rather than the lender's closing disclosure. Lender's closing disclosure is being formulated in a lump sum format. They lump and sometimes they spread the amount. Who pays for what, but they may put the itemization in a different location, which will only make the principal, reach out a additional confusions. Reading your escrow estimate, debit is what they needed to pay out, and credit is their money. And they will be generated with the net proceed or the amount that they require to deposit. As simple as that. Finally, escrow instructions. You'll be receiving escrow instructions by different working attitudes. Remember, your escrow companies are unique. They may draft up their escrow instruction in a different way, but there are things would never been changed. We are always the supplement. Either we're supplemental to the purchase agreement, or we are being the addendum to your residential purchase agreement. What the escrow agent can act on would be defined totally in a different language. Example, it will be out of our act on the possession. We don't know what you're selling. Possession up to a certain time after recording. At 5 p.m., 6 p.m., or 3 days after COE, we won't be able to control. So you will be hardly see the out of escrows act terms reflected on the escrow instruction. We generally handle money. Money is what we can act on and to carry out. We wanted to emphasize in most of the escrow instructions, tax withholding. So it would be a very common act that parties need to know. Who is the tax withholding agent? The tax withholding agents under a sale transactions are the buyers, not your escrow agents. So pretty much we're there. General provision when we close commercial escrows. commercial escrow meaning there may be attorneys involved. When you have attorneys involved and in your escrow transaction, most of the general provision will be crossed up by the attorney. They won't agree in any kinds of escrow company's general provision. But does that mean that we can close escrow? Of course not. Anything being agreed upon will become a new escrow transaction. Okay, time go by fast. Time's up. You're welcome to send me an email, call me if you have any kinds of hardship. I enjoy challenge, and that's how I gain my knowledge from hardship escrow. So keep in contact with me. Thank you so much for your valuable time. I see you in August. Stay well and stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sick. 不知道去到哪里去了。